ஆழ்வார் எம்பெருமானார் ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம். ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம்.
Okay. So basically, you are thinking where this karma, jnana, and bhakti, all of those fit in our sampradhAyam, and whether we can say that learning these dhivyaprabandhams, acquiring knowledge, all of this can be considered as jnana yoga, and doing devotion is it bhakti yoga, and so on, right?
Yes, even if you have to perform bhakti to the Supreme God, Sriman Narayana or Paramatma, we have to learn some mantras, right? Even for us to know the various names of Sriman Narayana, it takes some effort, and it also takes somebody to come and then enlighten us on those aspects, which I think, or which I feel is part of Jnana Yoga again. So my question is, can we think of Bhakti Yoga without thinking about Jnana Yoga and vice versa?
Okay. So one thing we have to understand, sometimes we have to unlearn certain things so that we can learn the proper philosophy. So in general, we have karma yoga, jnana yoga, bhakti yoga. These three are considered as the most popular ways to reach ultimate goal. That ultimate goal being Bhagavan. In this, karma yoga is the first step. And then we have jnana yoga, and then bhakti yoga. So each of these are progressive steps. In this, karma yoga is doing one's duties which are ordained in Shastram, such as yajnas, tapasya, dhanam, charity, and nitya karmanushtanas, such as sandhyavandanam. All of these constitute karma yoga. So one thing we have to understand is, for karma yoga, jnana yoga, bhakti yoga, which are shown in Shastram as the means to attain Bhagavan, the minimum qualification for that is being a Brahmana, Kshatriya, or Vaishya. Only those three can perform karma yoga, jnana yoga, bhakti yoga, because karma yoga, the first level itself, requires performing yajnas and then sandhyavandanam and so on. So all of these are done only after getting yajnapavitam and brahmapadesham of Gayatri Mantram. So these three paths, karma yoga, jnana yoga, bhakti yoga, as defined in Shastram. Now we should not get confused with what is available in the internet or on the in the market, that is in the place where people go and seek spirituality. There we have people claiming to do, I am an expert in karma yoga, I am an expert in jnana yoga, I am an expert in bhakti yoga, and they attract people by showing one of these. And in that they will say different yogas. I am an expert in Raja Yoga, and someone will say I am an expert in mantra meditation, and so on. So different people have different tools to attract people. So we should not look at these people and understand or judge what is karma yoga, jnana yoga, bhakti yoga. We have to go to the root. It is Shastram which is showing us that karma yoga, jnana yoga, bhakti yoga are means to attain Bhagavan. So we have to find out from Shastram what is karma yoga, what is jnana yoga, what is bhakti yoga. So we have to find out from Shastram what is karma yoga, jnana yoga, bhakti yoga. In Shastram, the definition of karma yoga, which involves performing yagams, sandhyavandanam, nitya karmanushtana, and so on, that itself clearly says that this Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya are only eligible to do karma yoga. Now, by doing karma, this karma yoga for some time here could mean many births, because it's a continuous process. By constantly engaging in karma yoga for several births, one may have one's heart cleansed, one's sattva gunam will develop, because performing all this karma will help in developing sattva gunam. When we engage in any difficult process, normally we see that we develop patience, maturity, and so on. If someone gets everything quickly, if I want food, I get it in 5 minutes, then we get used to that. And if I don't get it in 5 minutes, I get angry, I get impatient, and so on. But if we have to wait for 1 hour, 2 hours to get food, then we will know the value of food and we will wait for it. We will develop that attitude. Mental maturity will develop. So that is the purpose of all of these karmanushtanams, where one, by engaging in all of these rituals patiently, as per the rules, as per the vidhi, by doing them properly, one develops sattva gunam, one develops patience, maturity, good thoughts, paropakara chintana, that is helping others. All of these will come along when we engage in karma yoga. So as the heart gets cleansed, mind becomes purified, then we will be receptive to true knowledge. And that is where Jnana Yoga starts. This Jnana Yoga involves meditation and deep contemplation, deep thought process, lots of shravanam, listening to pravachanams, kalakshepams, and then understanding the principles and meditating upon those principles, contemplating on them, and researching them, analyzing them. All of these happen within our mind. So this is all part of Jnana Yoga. And here is where we get the guidance of Acharya, who will throw more light into Shastram and so on. In Karma Yoga also, we will have guidance, mentor, Acharya. In Jnana Yoga also, we will have guidance by a mentor, by an Acharya. And then by deep contemplation regularly, routinely, one understands the true nature of Bhagavan. One understands his Bhagavan's Swarupam. One understands Bhagavan's Rupams, forms, his qualities, his Vibhuti, Nitya Vibhuti, Leela Vibhuti, his words, and then his Leelas. All of these become revealed to the one who is engaged in Jnana Yoga. By hearing all of that and by understanding that the self is simply a servitor for such great Lord, one will acquire bhakti, and that Jnana Yoga will mature into Bhakti Yoga, where there is continuous meditation of Bhagavan. Just like an oil is poured from one big container to a small container, there is no breaks or splits or anything. It just flows continuously. Such meditation in one's mind happens when one reaches the stage of Bhakti Yoga. So this is the Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and for all of these, Trivarnika, being a Trivarnika, one among Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, is an important criteria. So these yogams are defined in Shastram in this way. This is why these upayams, these means to reach Bhagavan, they are not inclusive. One has to be male, one has to be Brahmana, Kshatriya, or Vaishya, one has to have undergone, even though one is born in a Kshatriya family, Brahmana family, Vaishya family, one should have lived long enough to get yajnaopavitam, that Upanayanam ceremony, because if someone dies in before getting Upanayanam, then that will also be of no use. They will not be able to perform Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. So basically we have Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. They are not exclusive. They are not inclusive, but they are exclusive. one has to be fully qualified to even start the process or to even continue the process from where they left. All of these are generally continuous, spanning up across births. Even Bhagavan Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that while engaging in Karma Yoga, if someone falls short and does not complete it, in the next birth, he will get a chance to continue it from where he left. So it is not that everything is lost. So this is the Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, which is explained in Shastram as shown by our Purvacharyas. Obviously, there are some shortcomings. One is, one has to be first qualified to even enter into the particular method, particular means. And then the result is not quick. It may take 1 birth, it may take 10 births, it may take 100 births, 1000 births, we don't know. One has to continue, keep on improving, and finally one becomes completely having control over the yoga, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, which he is performing, and only then he will see the end of the tunnel, he will see the result. Then there is also an important aspect. These are all very difficult to perform. Performing Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, they are not very easy. For Karma Yoga, one has to perform all the anushtanams with utmost precision. Even if there is a small mistake, then that particular action, that particular karma becomes useless. If we perform Sandhyavandanam and if we recite the mantrams wrongly always, then that Sandhyavandanam becomes useless in a sense. So we have to do, in the end, we have to do atonement, saying that I may have done some mistakes, please forgive, and so on. So in this manner, there are shortcomings in these upayams. Finally, main thing is, all of these Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, all of these have the doership. Like one will always think that I am the doer. Even though that thought process should not be there, even for Karma Yoga, one should have 3 types of tyagam, that is sacrifice. Kartrutva tyagam, pala tyagam, mamata tyagam. One should not think that one is the doer. One should not have attachment towards the result. One should not think that this is my duty. That ownership should also not be there. One should do it because it is ordained in Shastram. That is the only thing which should be on the minds of the individuals. So there is always, even though these are specified, there will be a slight attachment because I am doing, I am getting the result. So that ahankaram, mamakaram has an opportunity to sneak in every possible situation. And naturally it will sneak in. Hence, these are considered as Swarupa Virodham, because being a Mumukshu, so coming to Mumukshus or Prapannas, those who are totally surrendered to Bhagavan, for us, we are totally dependent on Bhagavan. When one is totally dependent, then there is no scope for ahankaram and mamakaram. Hence, these upayams, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, all of these, which have a slight tinge of ahankaram and mamakaram, are not suitable. That is why this Sharanagati, and that too Sharanagati through an Acharya, is the most recommended and the safest means. So we surrender to Bhagavan, saying that I have nothing in my hands. And for that also, instead of going directly to Bhagavan, we are going through an Acharya. Because when we go to Bhagavan directly, of course, he is most merciful. Of course, he is waiting for us Of course, he is the one who is making us come and surrender to him. Still, when we surrender to him, he is having total free will, total independence. Even for a moment, if his independence or free will takes over and he thinks, oh, this person has done a lot of wrong deeds, why should I accept him? Let him be in this samsara for some more time. So if he thinks like that, then the person is doomed. Again, he has to start all over. So there is a scope for missing out on the result. There is a risk factor when we go to Bhagavan directly. That is why we go through Acharya. Acharya is the one who is already dear to Bhagavan, because Bhagavan himself has established this Guru Parampara and he is bound to the Acharyas in the Parampara by love, by his own commitment to these Acharyas, that whoever is recommended by these Acharyas, he will accept, provided they obey the Acharya. That is the only condition. That condition is all encompassing. It will take care of all our other aspects. The only thing we have to do is we have to be obedient to the Acharya who is giving us this jnanam, who is guiding us, who is taking us to Bhagavan. Naturally, by obeying the authentic Acharya, we will not do any wrong deeds. We will not have ahankaram, we will not have mamakaram, we will not have engagement in Bhagavatapacharam, committing offenses against Bhagavan, committing offenses against Bhagavatas, that is Bhagavatapacharam, and then other apacharams like this. We will not engage in those things because we are following the words of our Purvacharyas, obeying their instructions. So that is considered as the safest method. Only final piece to understand in this is how does these karma, jnana, bhakti, they all fit in this picture, because we also engage in karma. We all do activities such as sandhyavandanam according to one's varna and ashrama and so on. We also acquire knowledge by learning dhivyaprabandhams, by learning rahasya grathams, learning vyakyanams and so on. And we also engage in bhakti, doing kainkaryam for Bhagavan with love and so on. So how does these fit in? That needs to be seen. This is explained in Mumukshupadi by Pillai Lokacharya. He says, karmam will become part of kainkaryam. So whatever ordained duties we have to do, our elders and acharyas show us those things, that these are the things which we have to do without fail. So when we do all of those karmam, that will become part of kainkaryam, because they are done as per orders of Bhagavan. Bhagavan has said in Shastram that we have to do these things and we follow that. So whatever karmam we do, that will become part of kainkaryam. And then jnanam. We also acquire jnanam, and that will enhance our understanding about our own self, about Bhagavan, about the upayam, about the goal, about the hurdles which we face in this world. So all of these knowledge about all of these aspects will be part of developing our self. That is, Atma's jnanam expands by knowing all of these, by understanding all of these. And then bhakti becomes part of ruchi to engage in kainkaryam. Because when we have to do service, kainkaryam to Bhagavan, at that time we should have taste. And that taste is nothing but bhakti. Because we understand about the greatness of Bhagavan, our relationship with Bhagavan, his favors to us. Now we think, oh, he is so good, he is helping us so much. Now we have to do something for him with love, without any expectation. So that ruchi, that taste develops in us, and that is what is bhakti. So all of these become part of our progress in spirituality. All this karma, gyana, bhakti, all of this become part of our progress. So this is how all of these fit in. And when we look at this Sharanagati through Acharya, we saw that there were some shortcomings in the other upayams, such as Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. When we look at this Sharanagati, we see that we don't have those shortcomings. That, for example, Sharanagati is all inclusive. It is not for only for a few people. It is for everyone. Any Atma with any body, whether it is male or female, Indian or Western, rich or poor, even human or animal, anyone can surrender. As long as one gets the realization, one can surrender in any way. So it is completely inclusive. It is not for an exclusive group of people. And then the result is attained quickly. Once one surrenders, Bhagavan takes responsibility and ensures that that person is delivered in this birth itself, because doing Sharanagati is not a very easy thing. It is something which happens by the grace of Bhagavan, and once one reaches that stage, one need not remain in this samsara any longer, because he has reached the state of total surrender. So one is eligible to go to Paramapadam as soon as one's body falls down. So it is quick. And it is also not as difficult as other upayams. In other upayams, because they are done as means, if there is any mistake committed, then that will impact the result. But here, karma, jnana, bhakti, we engage in that, but we don't engage that in engage in those as upayam. We do it as kainkaryam. Because we do it as kainkaryam, even if there are some shortcomings, Bhagavan does not mind, because we don't do it with expectation of result. This is like working for salary and working as a favor. When someone is working for a salary, he is expecting salary. Obviously, the employer will also expect perfection in the tasks done by the person. But if someone is going and helping a company, then there will be no expectation. Even if he is a little bit late to work, he is not completing his job, he cannot be questioned, because he is not expecting anything back. He is just doing a help. So similarly, if we are doing all of our activities as kainkaryam, then if there are shortcomings also, Bhagavan does not mind, because we don't expect anything from him. We do it with total dedication, because it is ordained in Shastram and it is explained by our Purvacharyas that we have to do this. We do it. So it is not as difficult as in the case of Karma Yogam, Jnana Yogam, Bhakti Yogam, and so on. Finally, it is also not against our Swarupam, because we are totally realized that we are subservient to Bhagavan. We place our burden at the lotus feet of Bhagavan, that you are responsible for me. So this action of saying that you are responsible and you are the means, it is not Swarupa Virodham. It is in line with the Swarupam. So all of those shortcomings which we saw in other upayams, they are not present in this Sharanagati when done through an Acharya. So this will give some idea to you to get a understanding about how karma, jnana, bhakti, all of these fit in for a mumukshu.
ஆழ்வார் எம்பெருமானார் ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம், ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம்.
To learn such valuable information about our Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, please download KOYIL, KOYIL app from Google Play Store or Apple App Store. Our website is koyil.org, KOYIL.org.